Hi guys! In this video you'll see how the actors of the movie Mad Max 1979 in Mad Max 2 The Road Warrior have changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they look then and what's with them now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Max, Mel Gibson, is on good terms with Jim, with whom he serves in MFP together. He is not used to wasting time on empty talk, has a rather conscientious nature, and is distinguished by devotion to his family, experiencing anxiety about not becoming insane. Jessie is legally married to Max, with whom she's raising their common son. She shows sincere concern for her family and tries to maintain mutual understanding with her husband. Differs in firmness and loves family traditions. She was played by Joanne Samuel. Tow cutter Hugh Keys Byrne. He's at the head of the reckless and violent bikers who oppose the Max. Doesn't tolerate when his people do not follow instructions or make mistakes. He doesn't show even the slightest compassion for anyone. Jim Goose likes to impress girls and often likes to go into the creepy details of his work, especially when interacting with other people. He can be inattentive at times, but overall he's an efficient MFP and also a good friend. He was played by Steve Beasley. Johnny the Boy is in the same gang as Bob Zanetti. He is not distinguished by extreme courage and is not ready to go to the end in every case. He tries to show his importance and indispensability, which is far from always true. The role is played by Tim Burns. Fifi is part of the MFP's leadership team and has directly given direction to Max. He is a rather intelligent person and in some moments can even be cunning, but he always tries to support his employees and give good advice. The role is played by Roger Ward. Nurse is an employee of the local hospital. In most cases, she always accompanies the attending physician in order to fulfill the necessary orders as soon as possible if necessary. Differs in extreme care and tact. The role is performed by Liza Aldenhoven. Mudguts David Brax is able to show friendliness and display unbridled fun, but only with his own kind who share his interests, especially members of the Tow Cutter gang. He has a rather peculiar taste, which is affected by the imbalance of his mental system. Clonk is in good standing with Tow Cutter, although it doesn't bring significant benefits, but is used as a physical resource. Not able to fully understand the situation and make adequate decisions. Played by Bertrand Coddard, who died in 2020 of cancer. Underground mechanic David Cameron is listed as an employee of the MFP. He has an attentive eye, a technical mindset, and is not without cunning and the gift of persuasion. He is quite a talented person who essentially created a unique car for Max out of nothing. Bob Zanetti, Jeff Perry, is Tow Cutter's main confidant. He's mostly characterized as a maximally balanced person who can get the information he needs, but can still lose his temper and become extremely violent and dangerous. Labatouche has considerable influence in the MFP, has a business acumen, capable of handling many financial matters of police units, but without enthusiasm. He was used to a privileged life, played by Jonathan Hardy, who died of heart failure in 2012. Knight Rider, a member of the gang obeying Tow Cutter's orders. He is used to impunity, that his status in the gang gives him the right to do anything and even kill. He has a volatile mood, played by Vince Gill, who died after a long illness in 2022. Station Master is not a particularly clean person who may not recognize danger and believes that his job position creates him safe. Tries to be attentive to railroad records and clearly record information. Played by Reg Evans, who died in a fire in 2009. Benno is Swayze's only helper, who may not get a request the first time around, but he tries to perform his tasks with clarity. He's more participative and benevolent than the Tolkater gang, played by Max Fairchild, who passed away in 2017 from cancer. Mae Swayze has dedicated her life to farming and has also been a great help to the Max. She is distinguished by her understanding and genuine acceptance of the situation, no matter how difficult. Played by Sheila Florence, who died of lung cancer in 1991. Kundalini, Paul Johnstone, is one of Tolkater's many henchmen who shared common goals with the leader of the gang, for whom all life is entertainment and permissiveness bordering on cruelty. It's not uncommon for fun to use physical force on another person. People's Observer is a legal representative that has more power than Fifi. He is a rather callous person who doesn't take into account the circumstances but only refers to the established rules. He doesn't show courage. The role was played by Jill Tucker. Rook is under direct command of Fifi. He is characterized by purposefulness and someone restrained in terms of work. Sometimes he can behave tactlessly to others, although he may not show it openly. Able to work in a team. The Jura captain is known for his agility and can sometimes act insidiously, often robbing single people for his own purposes. Able to develop strategic plans and has good inclinations of a leader. He trying to stick to some culture, played by Bruce Spence. The Toady, like Wes, is part of the Humongous gang and is primarily used as an announcer to educate others about Lure's gang. He is not distinguished by sharp mind and can be careless with weapons, played by Max Phipps, who died of cancer in 2000. Wes Vernon Wells. He is one of Humongous henchmen. He has a possessed look, is not particularly susceptible to pain, and can maintain complete equanimity when injured. Has a quick-tempered and wild nature, which is especially manifested when his trusted people die. The Humongous, Kiel Nielsen, seeks to seize the resources of the people of Pappagallo, but try to do so in the most peaceful way possible. He has a huge self-importance, is prone to threats, and always tries to fulfill the promise. Can become extremely vindictive. Zeta, William Zappa, was Nathan's fellow villager with whom he got along well. He has a somewhat touchy nature and tends to unnecessarily blame others, but he also doesn't show himself as a coward and, like others, is desperately fighting for the settlement. Big Rebecca, Moira Clough, worked with Pappagallo to defend the settlement. She is not inclined to believe in dreams. She knows how to be stubborn and shows hard work. She is militant and will not sit idly by when the inhabitants are in danger. She is a quick study. Curmudgeon resides in the settlement of Pappagallo. He has a positive outlook on things, is quite level-headed and tends to be brave. He is quite economical and strives for a safer existence, played by Sid Halen, who died in 1996 from a stroke. Mechanic's assistant lives in the same village as Big Rebecca. He likes to talk at times, listens attentively to the announcement in the village, and likes to discuss current affairs with his mentor. Well-versed in the mechanisms, played by Christopher Greaves. The Feral Kid, Emil Minty, learned how to survive on his own before living with the people of Pappagallo. He is resourceful, not afraid to act, and doesn't allow fear to take hold of him. Able to show perseverance and devotion and imitate animal sounds. Warrior Woman, Virginia Hay, is a Pappagallo resident who has taken active measures to fight for preserving their settlement. She believes that trust might be earned, is not proud, and is capable of apologizing for her wrongdoing. She's an excellent handler of onions. Nathan, David Downer, is one of the few tribal residents of Papagales who managed to meet Max. He can find out some information, but he's not distinguished by extreme vigilance and doesn't have a developed intuition, able to conclude mutually beneficial deals. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.